So, hi everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Michelle McFadden Loomis. I am the Business Development Advisor with the Regional Business Support Network. We offer, thanks to Community Futures, Prairies Economic Development Canada, and Invest Olds, I see the good four-letter F word, free business support services, including promotional videos for your business and consulting services for your business. So with that said, part of what we do is a monthly webinar where we grab a local expert who knows tons about an element of business that is also local to the Central Alberta area, so you can reach out and ask them questions should you have them after the event. So today, I am so excited to talk about the 2026 marketing reset with Tessa from Next Generation Marketing. I don't know about you, but marketing seems to be a continually, moving target that we're trying to develop. And some things that used to work don't work anymore. Some things that we have to learn, and we're like, oh, I have to learn one more thing. What is working? And looking at what were the basics that worked before and what works in 2026. So I'm excited to hear what Tessa has to say in our Biz Bite today. We would like to have Tessa share that information as a whole to begin with, and then we'll take Q&A at the end. So if you have questions throughout the presentation, please type them in the chat, and I'll ask at the end for you, or if you save your questions to the end, you can ask them. It's just that easy. Okay, so Tessa, I'm going to let you take it away and share your presentation.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Michelle, and the team at RBSN for having me. I have attended these events in the past, and I love that I get to come and be the presenter on them. I mean, this is, I think, the second time now that I've gotten to. So love being here. Thank you for having me. Like Michelle said, my name is Tessa. I'm with Next Generation Marketing. So we do social media management. We do email marketing. We do social media ads, kind of anything email and social media, that's our jam. I would love to stay on topic and keep going and not scroll all over the place. So if you have questions, like Michelle said, drop them in the chat and we will come back to them at the end. And with that, I might come back to that question and answer it later on too. So let's get going. Let's get going. I'm going to share my screen to show you a little presentation and then we will jump right into it. So my goal for today is for you to feel more confident knowing what to post, and not just what to post, but why you're posting it. So we're not just like willy-nilly throwing things out anymore, hoping that something sticks. It's like we're throwing spaghetti at the wall and just like hoping and praying to the social media gods that something works for us. So really getting intentional about what we're posting, why we're posting it, and then watching that translate into some more success within your business. So here we go. Marketing Reset 2026. This is what's working now in our digital first world. So kind of real quick again, my name is Tessa. I've been in the social media world for like almost 10 years. I started with being an employee at two different businesses, working their social media and email marketing. And then we moved here about 3 years ago. And I was like, well, heck, let's go all in on myself and let's create the agency that I want so I can have like, my own rules, my ways, all that kind of good stuff. Work 24/7 now, as I'm sure a lot of you know that one. So goal, like I said, what to post, why we're posting it, and just how to stay consistent so you're not thinking, WTF, am I supposed to post today, right? You're probably like looking at your phone, you got the forehead rub a little bit, and you're like, I have no idea. Can I pass this off to the girl up front? Can I get my niece? She's like cool and young. Can I get her to do my social media? Or I'll just like do it tomorrow. And then you don't do it tomorrow, most likely. You and I both know that as business owners, we are wearing like 47 different hats every single day. When I'm talking with business owners, I'm finding that a lot of the times marketing becomes overwhelming, which then makes it inconsistent. And sometimes it's just a last priority. There's so many things that need to happen day to day that your social media, email marketing, whatever kind of marketing that is, it just takes it goes on the back burner for a little bit. So I would love to give you some tools and some ideas so that you can keep that consistency with your marketing. So typically what I see with business owners is they post like 3 or 4 times one week and then they're a ghost the next week. Or they have no idea what to post and they're just like so overwhelmed they almost go into this freeze response and they don't post anything. Another one we see is like just randomly posting. It's like, oh, I saw this trend and I just did it. Or we just posted about this just randomly. It's kind of sporadic here and there, nothing really consistent. And then also just not posting anything. I see that quite often too, which is not what we want at all. So it can be a really powerful tool when utilized properly, but if we're just inconsistently posting, it's not going to work for us the way that we really want it to. Let's talk about the big topic of the year, AI. So AI can help with brainstorming. It's great at market research. It helps you better understand your ideal client. What are they struggling with? What are their desires? What kind of language they use? All those types of things. But AI should not replace you. We don't want to outsource our genius, our personality, our humanness. We want to keep that human touch on our social media, on our email marketing, and not just saying, hey, ChatGPT, make me 20 posts, and you just copy and paste it over. You kind of just get lost in everything on social media. So we're not, like I said, outsourcing, we're not losing that connection, not letting ChatGPT do it all and copy and pasting those captions over. So we just sound like everything else. So we look at whatever your business is. Typically, there's going to be 3 or 4 other ones in the town that are very similar to you. So a nail salon, for example, there could be 4 nail salons in any town. They offer the same services, similar prices, similar hours. The biggest difference between them and you is you. You are the part that's going to stand out, especially when it comes to your marketing. It's your personality, it's your tone, it's your like humanness that's going to connect with your future clients. So you really want to just like showcase all of you and your personality. Okay. So when you are scrolling on social media or you're getting emails from different businesses, you can tell, like you can tell when it's an AI written caption. Okay, good. I'm seeing the head nods, there's a flow to it, there's a style to it that it's just if you want to stick out and you want to connect with people, we got to ditch the copy and paste captions. We got to ditch the copy and paste text on the screen. When like it's so beautifully written, but it just doesn't sound how we speak. So if you think about, let's say like an electrician, if you're an electrician, you post on social media and you have this like beautifully written AI caption, but then somebody meets you in person, it's not going to sound like that at all. We want it to be consistent in that face-to-face interaction and what you're promoting on social media and through your emails. When there is a disconnect there, that's when people are not going to trust you because it's like, it's 2 different people. Like, who are you? What is the like vibe of your company? What are you trying to say? What do you stand for? So we want to keep our humanness in it because that's going to connect with the clients and the customers that you want to deal with. If you're just using the AI, you're not going to connect with your ideal people because they're not going to connect those AI words. They want to talk to you, and that's just really going to grow that know, like, and trust, that know, like, and trust that we hear every single day over and over. So I think the biggest thing I have with AI is don't lose the humanness if you are utilizing AI. One like example just to kind of really drive this point home. I don't know if you've seen some of the realtors on social media lately, but they are hilarious and their ideas and what they're doing are so out there. So funny. Like you haven't found any of these realtors that are just going crazy. Gotta find them. Now imagine you see a realtor who's like doing these really funny reels. You're like, you meet with person and all of a sudden they're like monotone, no personality, that connection is just gone, you are gonna lose some trust in that person because who they presented and who they actually are is not the same person. I almost think of it like dating and like dating websites. Like you show up as one person, but if you can't hold up in a face-to-face conversation, it's like, okay, next, right? Same with the business side of it. So we want to connect with the business owner or whoever the face of the company is, not just the beautifully written AI stuff. Okay, let's get into algorithm talk. So in my line of work, I hear a lot about this. The algorithm, this algorithm like holds so much weight over us. Bottom line, the algorithm is simply human behavior. So when you post something, the platform that you're posting on, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is, they're gonna send your content out to a group of people. This is gonna like test what the human behavior is with your content. So if they watch or like for an extended period of time, if they're pushing buttons, if they're commenting on it, that is going to tell the platform, hey, people like this content, let's push it out to more people. Now, if you post something and your aunt is the only one who likes the post, it's probably going to die there. Like that's just people weren't interested in it. They didn't connect with it. They didn't engage with it. So the platform is just going to kind of kill it right there. It doesn't say anything about who you are. It has nothing to do with your worth. It doesn't have anything to do with the value that you provide. It just that piece of content didn't hit with the people it got pushed to, so it's just over and done with. You can then take that piece of content, maybe you flip it into a video, or you flip it into a carousel, or you flip it into like a talking head video. There's different ways you take that same concept, but just flip it into a different format and see if maybe it hits better. So the big question is, how do we keep attention of the viewers when we're all just like doom scrolling like a zombie, right? It's 8 p.m. We've used all our brain cells and now we're just scrolling mind-numbingly. So I like for I like for your account to have a variety of content. So I want to see some talking head videos, which is literally just you FaceTiming or just like this, talking in front of the camera. I love to see the behind the scenes. Kind of gives the viewer like that fly on the wall feel. They're not supposed to see these things, but you're letting them in. Carousels, I am finding are doing fantastic right now. And a little bit later on, I'll kind of give you a framework for carousels to work through. Photo posts, I think they have a time and the place. I wouldn't use photos as your main type of content. The trends are always, I mean, good to use if you can make them your own. If you're just copy and pasting the latest trend, but you're not putting your own personal touch on it, I wouldn't do it. So for example, I have a client that has a liquor store. I don't know if you saw the trend going around, but they had a cup and they would like throw a ball or a pen into the cup and it said, if we get the pen in the cup 3 times, then you have to like come get your nails done or come look at this new car that we brought in. So for the liquor store, we changed it from a pen to a ping pong ball. And instead of a regular cup, we had it as a solo cup. So we were playing beer pong on the video. It's the same trend. Have like that familiarity with 3 people standing there, the cup in front, but we make it there like personalized to the liquor store by having it that beer pong effect. So just making those trends your own. If you can't put your own personal spin on them, ditch them. Don't do it. It's not necessary. And then I really like the short reels or the videos, like 6 to 7 seconds. Thinking of like B-roll video. So that's just kind of like behind the scenes. Maybe it's a video of you working at your computer, writing something, part of your business. Being like if you're a massage therapist or chiropractor, it could be like 6 seconds of you working on a client and then putting text on screen. So it's like 2 or 3 sentences, pretty like simple, and then go into a little bit more in the captions. Now I have a full list of this. I was gonna put it in here, but it's just like it's so much information. But if you would like, you can contact me at the end of this presentation, but I have a full list, and it's a list of different formats you can use, different topics you can use, and different tones that you can use, and just gives you a really like big chunk of content that you can play with. So then when you're sitting there Monday morning, you're like, WTF, what am I supposed to post today? I don't know. Like, here's a list of 30 plus ideas that you can kind of play off of. So if you'd like that, feel free to reach out to me at any point, and I can pass that along. So with that, you're like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. No panicking. There's 3 forms of content that I really think you should focus on in 2026. First one being carousels. Like I said, I'm seeing the carousels work really well right now. They are quick, they're easy to digest, and they're very shareable. So this is the formula that I like to kind of work with. I mean, use it as like there's gray space in here. So very first one is a bold statement. I'm going to give you examples of each on the next slide here. So you want to like controversy, things that people don't typically say, just something that's going to be like, whoa, or like something that will really resonate with the viewer and be like, how did they know that I was already thinking that? In that second slide, I want you to call out the problem. So it's just like going a little bit deeper into it. Next slide, their perspective. So this starts to turn them into how you can provide a service or a product or a solution to them. And then we're going to give an example and then show the transformation and end it with a call to action. I'm going to leave this for half a second more because I see a couple of you writing. And this will be available for replay in about a week. So you will have access to this. Dave, I see you writing like crazy. Just give me a thumbs up when you're, okay, cool, thank you. Okay, so this is kind of the example. So each line is gonna be a different slide. I guess I should say a carousel if you're not sure. It's a picture or a video, and you can like swipe through them on Instagram. On Facebook, it typically shows it as like one larger picture, and then it'll show like 3 or 4 little pictures. So you're just swiping through. So it's multiple pictures or videos in one post. So if I was doing a carousel about this presentation, my hook would be the algorithm doesn't hate you, your content just needs an upgrade. Then I'm going to go into, on the next slide, you're posting randomly, using AI as a marketing expert, you're using trends, Canva, templates, and still not seeing any traction. Next slide, when your messaging is unclear, people scroll. So you see how we've gone through that bold statement, we've called out the problem, we're now going to go into shifting the perspective. I'd rather see 3 intentional posts a week than random daily posting. Instead of posting every trend you see, create 3 intentional posts each week, which is what we're going to get into here. And then when your content starts to flow and sound human again, your ideal customers will engage. So that's that transformation piece. When they take the solution that I'm offering, this is the transition or transformation that they are going to see. And then end it with that call to action. This is exactly what I help businesses with. You can do like a super soft call to action like that, where then you're just in their mind. They're like, let's keep that in my back pocket for later. This also could be a hard sell where it's like, join this masterclass or join my this or buy this product. That could be a really hard sell, or it could be a nice soft, just subtle suggestion. Going to that second format, talking head videos. So we need to get your face in front of the camera, which is like, oh, to so many people, but it just, you have to do it. You have to do it. There are so many things that you've done in your business that have been hard and uncomfortable and haven't come easy the first time. Talking in front of the camera might be another one, but just like every other thing, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Now, when you're doing these talking head videos, I don't care if your hair is messy. I don't care if you stumble over your words. And you just like you forget how to English all of a sudden. We don't know why it happens, but it happens to all of us. It even happens to me, and I've been doing this for years and years. You might just feel really uncomfortable, but that's okay. That is okay. We're going to push through that uncomfortable. We're going to keep trying, keep practicing. And eventually it just gets easier. Every single time you create a video, it gets easier. And I would love to challenge you to just create that video. And even if it is, I don't want to say garbage, but if you absolutely hate the video, it probably isn't that bad, first of all. But if you really hate it, you can just delete it. But you're practicing recording that video and just keep practicing and practicing. I think this, no, I know that this is the fastest way for you to gain trust and that know, like, and trust with your viewers, because humans, we trust humans. So quick tip, I got two talking head videos. You are pretending that you're FaceTiming one person. That one person is your ideal client or customer. So you're getting on and you can quite literally start your video. Hey, Susan, hey, Matt, whatever. You're going to cut that part out before you post it though, and then just talk to them. I also love to put a sticky note, put it right on my phone with 2 or 3 bullet points so that while I'm filming myself talking, I can stay on track and I don't get those brain buffers as much. I'm not going to trip over my words as much because I have a path of 1, 2, 3 bullet points that I'm going to talk about during that video. Right back here, one more quick note here. I don't love when people write out word for word and then just speak it on the camera. It sounds robotic. You lose your human touch. I find it ends up being like this, and we have a monotone voice and there's no movement in our body, where I just want to like just move. Like if you need to hold something, if you're walking around a little bit, it just got to get that human touch in it. The third format that I would put a lot of effort into and a lot of time and intention into is behind the scenes footage. So again, this is that letting people feel like a fly on the wall. So if you have a store where you sell products, I wanted to see video of you unpacking orders that you're receiving or packing orders that you're sending out to people. If you are an author, I want to see a video of you writing or editing your work. It could be unboxing inventory, could be employees in the back end. Say you have a mechanic shop and the guys are doing something funny in the back, like just a quick picture of video. Maybe they're changing a tire. Take a 10-second video of them changing that tire. It's those like day-to-day business moments that people don't get to see when they come into your business, but are quite interesting to them, even though they're not interesting to you because you live it every single day. So videos, video. So AI is not taking over and you're going to do a lot of video. Those are like my 2 big points that we've talked about so far. The owner of Instagram posted something recently, and he said that 80% of views come from video. When you're posting reels, so that's on Facebook or Instagram, they're going to hit the explore pages. So that means that people don't have to be following you, but they're just going to show up on your feed. Those are those posts that are suggested for you when you're scrolling through. On Instagram, there's usually like 3 across. So you'll be scrolling, you'll be like people you follow, and then there'll be like 3 little thumbnails of videos. It looks very similar on Facebook. On TikTok, which if you're not on TikTok, jump on it, especially if you can ship things or people can buy things online. If they have to be in your town, I wouldn't worry too much about TikTok, but if you service people in Canada, even across Alberta, I would 1000% jump on TikTok. Because people are using TikTok like they are using Google, the like searchability of your videos and your posts just will grow your audience quite fast. Okay. So when I'm looking at social media, email marketing, my top 3 goals for my clients in 2026 is awareness, connection, and education. So when we're talking about awareness, I want the client's business to stay top of mind in the viewer's eyes. So They see a post. They don't need to click purchase or sign up or register right that moment, but I want the business to be in the back of their mind so that in 2 weeks, when they're at work and a coworker says, "Oh, really need to go do XYZ," they're gonna think, "Oh, I saw a video on that. You should check this place out." We just want to like be in people's minds. Awareness also mean attracting new people. So the video content is going to be 10 out of 10 for that. Getting new eyes on your business, and then also taking that content, you bring people in, they watch your content, they're interested in it, and they're going to go to your bio or your profile, and they're going to click into the next thing, whether that's your website or maybe your email list. It could be a wait list. There's lots of different ways where they can, like what the next step is. Talking connection. So we know that people buy people first, then they buy products or services. Again, it's that humanness. You got to connect with the viewers. If they never see your face or your employee's face or what your business looks like before they even step in, you're missing out on a huge part of social media and digital marketing. So really just getting that connection. So it's that know, like, and trust, which I know we hear it so often, but it's so important. And then lastly, education. So this is teaching people why your products and services matter, how you solve a problem or save them time or money, why you're the expert, and what transformation you provide. That could be as simple as like a mechanic shop. Your car is making a clunking noise. We can make the clunking noise go away so you don't have to worry about it. That's the transformation that you provide. Could be your back is sore. We provide XYZ services. Your back will no longer be sore. You will you'll be able to get on the ground and play with your kids or go back on that hike that you wanted to do. So just showing that, like, here's where you are, here's where I can get you, and this is how I get you across the bridge. So someone watches your content, they're like, yes, I love this, more of this, I want to find out some more information. What do they do next? Typically, they're going to click on your profile. When they go on your profile, again, this is the same across any platform that you're on. I want them to know what they're supposed to do next. So that bio section or that info section should tell them where they're going. Excuse me. Is that to an email list? Is that booking an appointment? Is that shopping on your website, filling out a form so that you can contact them? What are they supposed to do next? That should be very clear on your profile. And this is one, okay, if you are not sure if your profile is real clear, send me a message and be like, would my viewer know what to do next if they came to my profile? And I'll give you some tips or tricks or rewords that you can use to make that process just a little bit more seamless for them. Because like I said, we're mind numb on social media. We've used all your brain cells for the day. You got to tell people what to do. So that's why those call to actions in the post are so good. And then also you want that direction when they're at your profile. Okay, we're not fear-based. We're not getting worried about this. However, social media followers can disappear, meaning there's been days where Facebook just goes black, doesn't work. Instagram has done it. TikTok had a whole thing a year or two ago where they just were going to close down. And so thinking about, okay, those followers can just disappear at any moment. How do I keep those contacts somewhere else? I think the next best thing is an email list or a text list. We're not seeing text as much in Canada. There's some rules and regulations around it, but email lists are fantastic for that. So years and years and years ago, there was a marketing rule of 7. If you look it up, it's almost 100 years old. So the new number now is about 30 to 35 times. So that's how many times somebody needs to see your business before they buy or they even want to buy. So that could be seeing your storefront, that could be seeing your social media posts, that could be seeing a flyer somewhere, that could be like a logo on a sweater, but they need to see it 30 to 35 times before they're going to be like, ah, yeah, I should spend my money with this business. So with the email marketing, these are people that have already shown interest in your business. So they're not cold. You're not having to like educate them right from the beginning. They've already shown interest. They know who you are. They've given you some information, typically in exchange for a discount code or a free download or something. So you already have them kind of in your circle. So now we're just going to nurture them and nurture them and nurture them and sell to them and sell to them in that email, in those campaigns, those flows. With our email marketing, I think it really speeds up that trust because you can kind of get a little bit more personal. There's a bit higher chance that they're going to see your emails versus your posts because we don't have that algorithm at play. 15 years ago, you could put a post out. If you had 100 followers, 100 people were going to see that post. Now it's kind of changed with how the algorithms work. And if they're not engaging or watching your content, they're not going to see your post anymore, even if they do follow you. So a welcome flow, as soon as this is what we want to do when someone gives you their email. So instantly, I would send a welcome email to them, just like, thanks for joining. Here's kind of what you can expect. This is what we're all about. There's usually an exchange of something like, you gave me your email address, so now I'm going to give you whatever makes sense with your business. So for me, I could give them like an account audit. I could do a 30-minute call to help create some post ideas for them. I could send them that list of all the formats, tones, and topics. Then 2 days later, I would send another email that just is more educational. Why you do what you do, why you're the expert, why your product or service is the best. 2 days later, I would do a more personal, like story time or connection email. This is like your why, how you got into it, what prompted you to open this business. I would love for you to tie your like personal story into this. If there was like XYZ happened in my life, I saw a gap, I was looking for this thing, it wasn't there, so I created it, and now I get to provide this transformation for all the people. And then about a week later, I would send something that's like your best sellers, tell them why they're the best, put some social proof in there to show that other people also think they're the best. It's not just you blowing smoke. And then tell them what the journey is going to look like on your email, if they're on your email list. So maybe we're going to send you an email every Wednesday, but hey, sometimes it's Thursday because we're just human, or we're going to send you an email every month, or we're going to send you an email when we have events coming up. Just letting them know what it's going to look like. And then in those campaigns that you're sending weekly, monthly, however often it is for you, you are nurturing and you are selling in those emails. I would love to touch on ads real quick. It could be a whole presentation in itself. But if you are running ads on social media, I want you to take your take your posts that you've already created, you've already posted, and I want you to check your analytics first. So we're looking at what posts brought in the most followers, what posts had the most engagement, what posts got shared the most, not necessarily just what posts got viewed the most. So we have those analytics to look at to see which posts really hit the best with our viewers. And then I want you to use those posts as your ad. Now, when you're on social media, this is for Instagram and Facebook. I feel like those are the two that we use the most. There's going to be a button that says boost post. We are not touching that button ever. Never, ever, ever. If you've touched that button, that's okay. But from now on, you are not allowed to touch that button. That is simply you throwing money at Facebook and Instagram, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll just show it to more people. It's not your target audience typically. It's just like, whoop, just gonna give it some more views. I want you to go in to the back end side. There's a app or the website. It's Meta Business Suites. You're going to create an account on there, and then in Business Suites, there's an ads manager. And you are going to create your ads in the ads manager. This is going to give you way better targeting. You can target by age, by gender, by location, by interest. You can target that they're going to be pushed to your website. They're going to send you a message. They're going to fill out a form. They're going to follow you. They're going to comment. Like there's so many specifics you can get within the ads manager. So no more pushing boost post. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I feel like it's just such a waste of money to hit boost post. So I got to just say it today. And this is another thing. If you want to chat more about this, feel free to reach out and we can chitty chat about it. Okay. Another little soapbox I had for today. When you're posting content, I need you to tell your ego to go kick rocks. Sometimes when I'm with my clients, they'll be like, dang, that post only got, depends on the account, but like if the views were low. And they get very attached to it. And it's like they weren't good enough. Their business wasn't good enough. Their service or their product wasn't good enough. That's not the thing. That's not it at all. That is simply feedback of what people did with that piece of content. People didn't like the format of it, or maybe the tone of it, or the way you spoke the words in of what you were trying to get through in the post. It's nothing to do with you. Another one we get caught up with lots is our follower counts. The algorithm makes it kind of funky because you can see the content of people over and over and over without ever following them. You probably have a few people on your feed where you don't follow them, yet you see their content all the time. A lot of people will say, oh, I only have 268 followers. I wish I had 500,000 followers. But I would personally rather see a low number of followers that are loyal and engaged than have huge follower accounts and half of them don't even look at your content. Same goes with when people unfollow you. This is a big one. I have one client, and every time we look at the unfollow numbers, he's like, oh, why did they unfollow me? Am I too much? Did they see my face? Are they getting sick of me? And I'm like, no, 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 no. They were never your customers. They were probably not going to buy from you anyways. Let those people go and make space for the people who are meant to see your business and are meant to invest with your business. So next time your post, say, gets 100 views, I want you to picture 100 humans standing in front of you. That's a lot of eyeballs in front of your business. Now, another perspective shift is how often can you get your business in front of 100 people in one day in the same amount of time it took you to make that post? Unless it's a big event, I don't know too many ways where you can get your business in front of 100 people in a single day. I think we need to show more gratitude towards the people that are viewing our content instead of wishing for more, 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 more. Let's nurture the ones that are viewing our content. Okay, I always finish with that little ego talk because it's such a big one and I am guilty of it myself also. It's so hard to look at those analytics and be like, but I could have done this, or why didn't they like this, or maybe it's not good enough, or I should have done more. But it's just your people will find your content when the time is right and they will invest with you. And I'd rather see that follower count grow slowly, slowly over the next 12 to 18 months than you hit a viral video and it hit the wrong people. Because I've seen it so often where it's like, ooh, we got 1.6 million views on this and there's 5,000 comments, but it hit people that are never going to invest with their business. So let's go quality over quantity when it comes to social media. Okay, we're gonna start wrapping it up. I know that was a lot of information, real jam-packed. If there's anything that you want to dive deeper into, you can for sure reach out to me. I'll have my contact information at the end here, but I would love to know, maybe drop it in the chat. What was your biggest takeaway from today? What is something that you can start implementing? Maybe it was a perspective shift. I would love to know that now. I would also love to know if I can see the chat while I'm sharing my screen.
That's okay. I can see the chat for you, Tessa. It's all good. I do have, and we will open up for questions as well. I have one question about the concept of social media fatigue. I hear it a lot, especially from business owners. I only go on social media to post my own stuff. I don't look at anybody else's stuff. I don't think anyone's looking at my stuff. Everyone's tired of social media. And I see that, email marketing absolutely is the real estate that you want to be in. But above and beyond social media, what would be the next best thing?
To avoid that fatigue? Or
Yeah,
are you
to
thinking that
avoid the fatigue or make better connections.
online and not email marketing and not social media?
Possibly, or any type of other marketing tools that we might have. Like there's, networking, and there is, walking into a potential customer's, event or community event to intentionally talk about what you have to offer as far as
Yes.
solutions go.
Okay. Got it. Thank you for clarifying. I think, yes, the networking is huge. That face-to-face is going to build your connections real fast, whether that is um, like presenting like this. I think any business could offer something where it's, hey, I'm going to talk about XYZ on Friday. Come join me for a Zoom or a Teams call. Could be in person, could be online. And I do really love like collaborating with other businesses. So something I've seen quite often with like flower shops, anytime they have like flowers that they can't sell anymore, they'll make arrangements and then drop it off at different businesses. And I think you could do that for almost any product-based or service-based business, is just going and working alongside other businesses and building that community. Say if you have like an ice cream shop or something. You drop off ice cream at another business on a Friday afternoon. Now you're in the mind of all those employees because you just got free ice cream on Friday, and that's like the best way to end your week when nobody wants to work past 2 o'clock. Now you get some ice cream. So it's like now all those employees are thinking about you. So I think it's really just making those connections that keep your business in people's minds, whether that's meeting face to face or getting those like more collaborative posts going. I think that would be the next best thing for me.
Awesome. Tessa, Ashton said, I would definitely like to start implementing more videos and reels within their business social marketing, and appreciates the humans trust humans conversation. Tyler says, thanks, Tessa. Love the comment about nurturing those who are following versus constantly seeking new followers. Also, big thanks to Michelle. Wow, thanks, Tyler, for putting on these valuable sessions. Well, you know what? I know my experts in the ecosystem, and I love to bring them in and showcase them as well, because that builds that know, like, and trust for everybody.
Absolutely.
And I know Ashton has been one of our presenters as well. So if you are looking for more information about your business, these sessions are in our BizBite library. And I will send the link to you. If the link has already been sent to you with the link from this session, BizBite library. We have, I think, 18 different episodes now that we've built over the last few years on how to find grants for your business, AI for your business, marketing strategies, people management strategies, how to get financing for your business. There is a ton of information in our BizBite library that you can access at no cost. Did I say the 4-letter F word again? Free. So all this information as a business owner is at your fingertips. You can access them anywhere you like. I would probably not do it while you're driving, but I have been known to put it on as a podcast in the background as I learned myself from these great experts. So if you have a question that you would like to ask Tessa, please, we have just a few more minutes before we let everyone go to, so you can feel free to unmute and ask your question.
I have a question.
Dave.
Yeah, of course.
Great presentation, by the way. Really got me excited about the potential of social media, and probably the biggest takeaway for me was videos that are not perfect and authentic. I'm actually a realtor, and maybe a couple of years ago, I started doing these, very authentic videos, and I'm super unique personality, I guess. So I think everybody else liked them, but I got a little bit of pushback from my own family, actually. Maybe you're being a little too, unique or whatever, right? So anyways, what I'm curious about is I've never really been on social media in a major way, and I don't totally love it, but I understand the importance of it. But for a different idea other than real estate, I was talking to one of our children, and they said, Dad, one of the things you would do to promote this, if you don't want to promote anything on social media, is to do like where you connect with an influencer. So then you can still be on social media, but you don't have to have your own social media channels. What I find when I have that is it's always running through my mind. Oh, I should take a video and, maybe I'll upload that later. I should do this. And it's fatigue, like you were talking about, Michelle. So what's your take on that? Like, coordinating with other people, influencers at any level.
Yeah, I think they can be very beneficial. I think you have to find someone who's a really great match with you. I know there's a few influencers in Central Alberta that work with any and every business. So I probably wouldn't suggest somebody like that. But if there's somebody who quite literally is buying a house and they have a strong social media presence, absolutely work out some sort of collaboration with them so that they're posting with you in the videos, tagging your accounts in the videos, and just getting your name out there more. They probably have, like, they know the content creation, they know what's working, they have a good following. So I 100% piggyback off of that they already have going for them. I just would really caution you to make it somebody who is like actually buying a house or actually interested in it, so it doesn't seem scripted and fake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'd love to piggyback on that, actually. Dave, in the BizBite library, you'll find my presentation on credibility marketing. And it really builds on that know, like, and trust. Trust is transferable online as well as in person. And I know that I keep telling my clients, find your most fabulous customers that you've worked with and grab a 2-minute video, ask them one question. Do not use the word testimonial. Do not use the word review. It freaks them out and they love you, but they'll go running and it will stress them out. Just say, you know what? And I quite often use me as an excuse. Say, hey, I'm working with a new business consultant. She's given me homework. Can you help me with my homework? Well, of course they want to help you with the homework. It's the law of reciprocation, right? And so then you say, she just asked me to grab a video with you just answering one question. What's it like to work with me? And then you capture that video, you say, thank you so much. Would I be able to use that on my social channels? Because it's authentic, it's real, it's trust building, more so than any other post. I can sit here and say, I'm the best business consultant in the whole dang world, but out of my mouth, it's garbage. But if you talk to Tessa about the work I've done with her, building her business, it's golden with what she says. So I would say, more importantly, build an army of advocates that will speak for you. That's my 2 cents. Sorry, Tessa, if I jumped in.
No, you're good. I 1000% agree with that. And so then you could take, when you ask someone, what was it like to work with me, take that video and post it, but then also take their words and put it into a text like on a picture, right? So take a picture of a house that's for sale, or maybe it's the house that they purchased or that they sold, and put their words over top of that picture. And so you can use it in different ways. It's not just, okay, one video, one post, done, can't use it again. Like you could use that same thing in a few different formats, which kind of helps eliminate that fatigue of constantly creating content. I think you can reuse and repurpose the ideas many times, just change the format or change the tone or change the like wording of it. Just rinse and repeat what works.
Absolutely. Tessa, thank you so much for your wisdom today. We are going to call it a wrap. But if you enjoyed this session, please tell a fellow business owner that they should go find it in the library and learn more that will help them scale and grow and thrive in businesses throughout Central Alberta. And our next monthly session will be next month. I'll put the link in the recording video that you will receive on June 5. So we need a little time this time. We have our digital service specialist on her honeymoon. So we're going to give her some grace, and she'll be back next week to put the recording together for us. And really, as an established business, the next one's really, really important. So send this out to your friends, because we all want to make sure that if there are profitability leaks in our finances, that we identify them, we address them, and we plug them. But if we're not looking at our finances, or we don't know what the leaks really are, they're still leaking. We're just not noticing, and the money's going elsewhere other than to us. So I have an expert coming in from the Business Development Bank of Canada. Beth Fisher will be speaking on next BizBite on how to identify those leaks and how to plug them so there's more profit going into your pocket. So I'm really excited about the next one. So with that said, thank you so much, Tessa, for your wisdom today. Thank you for everyone who's joining us live. It's always great to have that interaction, as well as those of you who are watching the recording. And for more great information about the Regional Business Support Network, you can email me at mmcfadden@rbsn.ca. And again, all our services, I am happy to say, are the 4-letter F word. That's good. It's free, absolutely funded by Invest Olds, Community Future Central Alberta, and Prairie's Economic Development Canada. So thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate getting to know you, and we'll be back again soon.